Morning, everybody. Rusty from the Rusty Razor. Got another shave of the day. Today we're doing Crowne and Crane's, well, was it Port Bay Rum? Yeah, Port Royal Bay Rum. There we go. Port Royal Bay Rum. So basically a bay rum with a whole bunch of extra spices tossed into it. It smells pretty good. I used to have a bar of soap of this stuff that I got from Crowne and Crane. It's like I liked the scent so much I bought a bar of soap, and it's like, sadly it's all gone now. All that's left now for soap in the area is my citrus soap that I made. Yes, I make my own soap too. Pretty simple. I've been doing it for decades. Learned how to make soap when I was a kid. We had the stuff going. I'll tell you in a second. But all right, there we go. We got the third use of the London Bridge blades. Been saving these up. And then the Merkur 34C razor. Nice little combo. I like this. And then following it up with, yes, it's Avon Bay Rum. I keep forgetting I have this stuff, but it's like impossible to find anymore. Unattainium, because I don't think it'd be at third-party sources where you can get it. It's like I do have. It's still in. It's like it's in its box. It stays in its box all the time. All right. So how's your day going? Mine's not too bad. Did wake up with kind of a kink in my neck. Oh, it's like, what can you do? You get old and everything starts falling apart and you hurt all the time. The brush that we're using is the one I got from Chuck. It's the Ken Surf's blade, or brush, that is. I think that's how it's, is that right? No, that's like that. Ken Surf's. This thing is I use it and it just falls right into the bowl. Looks like the whole handle's all covered in soap. It's slick. It's kind of nice and soft too. But it does the job. Yeah. Now it's gonna sit there and go slowly ooze back into the bowl. I was just saying, it's like I make my own soap for washing my hands and stuff like that, for disinfecting ourselves from any germs, because that's what bar soap is for. Wash your hands. I'm not a fan of these. It's like my wife has this crap right here. It's this gooey stuff that you squirt in your hand that smells like you're just put on a whole bunch of perfume. Like, she washes her hands with it, and I was like, just stay away from me. You smell disgusting. So that's why I make my own soap, so I can like the stuff that I want to smell. I like this Port Royal Bay Rum scent. It's probably one of those ones if Crowne and Crane ever decided to make their own splashes, that'd be one of the ones I'd get. Why does that feel like it's all jacked up today? The old Merkur 34C is feeling awful aggressive to me today. And it's not. There's only one way to put the thing together. It's because it's got a post. It goes up inside, it screws and locks in. Normally, this London Bridge blades are not that aggressive. It feels aggressive today. But yeah, I learned when I was a young kid how to make soap. They had this thing called Prairie Days when I was in elementary school. I think it was 6th grade when I actually really learned how to do it. Yeah, it's like Prairie Days. They teach you all the different things that that the pioneers had, or they learned from the natives. Because we had it's like the back 40 of our farm butted up against the reservation, Indian reservation, Chippewa. I had a bunch of friends that were Chippewa that went to school with us. And one of the things when we had Prairie Days, they taught us about pemmican, which, they way of preserving and keeping vitamin C. They learned that you had to have vitamin C in your diet too, or else you get scurvy. And the natives, they made pemmican, which they passed on to the voyageurs, the French Canadians that came in and were trapping and everything. Because a lot of the areas in Minnesota, have kind of French names and stuff. Because the voyageurs came in and trapped and everything, and French explorers did a lot back then. And they taught us how to make pemmican. It's like basically you take the like venison or buffalo, depending on what food source you got, and they would debone it and dry it out, and then grind it up, pound it in, and mix it with like berries. Typically, it was like I think the cranberries. They said blueberry, native blueberries and stuff like that. Then dry it out in front of a fire, and they'd save it as a food source for winter. Pretty good food source too, because you get all the fruit in it. And jerky, if you make jerky, it dries everything out so it doesn't spoil. And then you got a food source that will last you through the winter if necessary, because heck, if you ever experienced the northern winter, yeah, it's what you call unforgiving. There are times when weather not fit for man or beast, and your way of not freezing to death is sit in front of your lodge. In front of a nice fire. Yeah, that was one thing we learned. And then they taught us how to make soap. And on the prairie or in the north woods and everything, they typically, when you harvest animals, it's like, obviously you're going to butcher them up, smoke almost everything that gets smoked. That's one thing we learned, is like making sausage and smoke it in the smokehouse. We had our own smokehouse too, so I already knew a lot of that, but my parents did that. Neighbors did it. Make your sausage and grind it all up, put it in the casing, and then put it in the smokehouse for days just so it dries out. Basically jerkyfying it. So one of the things they taught us was how to make soap. And basically, everybody could do it, especially if you have a wood-burning fireplace or a wood stove, furnace. you would take all the ash that you get from it burning the wood. Typically, we burned a lot of ash, which is good because it had a lot of potassium in it. If you ever took a bit of ash from the fireplace or something and you get your hands and rub it on and put some water on it, it gets slick. Because that is the potassium in it that is reacting with the oils in your hand and making basic soap right on your hand. So they would take barrels, put like gravel at the bottom, and then they would put like sand, and then they'd have a layer of straw or grass, and then they would put all this ash on top, and then they would fill it up. And once it got soaked for a few days, and they turned the bung on the bottom, and out the clear water would come out the bottom, but it would be full of basically they're making kind of an acid out of caustic, or not really an acid, but and then they would take all the tallow that they would get from butchering the animals or harvesting and melt that down, render it down into your basic tallow, and then mix that stuff together, and they'd make your basic lye soap, which is, you know, hard on the skin until it cures. So basically I use caustic soda ash, basically same thing. It's used for like liquid plumber equivalent, but it's in crystal form. Mix with some water and mix it with all the oils that I have. Usually I make mine out of coconut oil and olive oil, which are readily available in the supermarket. Make my own soap. I also make my own scent, because I save all of my orange peels and tangerine rinds, and then I break them down. You know, they dry out, and then I crush them down into kind of a powdery like substance, and then I put them in a crock pot with a lot of water, and they soak all that up and let it heat up, and then all the oils will come out, and then I'll drain it. And then I have my own, and I use that water to mix with my equivalent of dry crystals. And that gives me my scent. So, and right now, smells pretty good. The only thing I did different this time was I took a couple teaspoons of vanilla extract and tossed in there to give it some vanilla scent. Works. And I got about 2 years. I did this year, or I guess it's last year. Back in August, I ordered off some eucalyptus mint scent online, and made some eucalyptus mint soap, which I use in my shower. And typically a batch, I get about 12 bars this size, and I get another 12 bars that are standard smaller rectangular size. So I get about 24 bars or so. This is the size I'm showing you. They I put them in a form, and once it hardens, when you blend it all together, it's kind of a pudding-like substance. and then you put it in your mold, and after about 24 hours of curing, it starts hardening up enough that pop it out of the mold, and the form has little slots in it, and I got a cutter, and it's like whoosh, and I just cut them into bars. So I got a baggie. You can see the different size of type of bars I got. You said got the square rectangular ones, and then get the kind of the square ones right there. And this is the eucalyptus mint one. And this is the citrus one right there. Like every time I open up the cabinet, it's like ooh, smells good. So, kind of show my heritage of growing up on the farm on the prairie / North Woods. And where we were, you go about 30 miles to the west, you start getting into the prairie area. But we were right on the edge of the forested area. You start getting less lakes as you went west. So, yeah, I like doing things like that. First time I did it and had a batch, and my wife's like, "What are you doing?" "Making soap." "Soap? You just go to the store and buy it." "Can, but where's the fun in that?" So it's always good to have a skill. And so if you ever thought about it, go ahead and look it up. That's what our pioneer folks did. Obviously, the important thing is that once you make your soap, I put it on a rack, and it has to, basically, I cure it for 6 to 8 weeks. Because the caustic stuff is pretty caustic. It will do a chemical burn on you for about a couple weeks if you decide to use it immediately. What you always hear, it's lye soap. That's basically what it is. And you always hear about, oh, lye soap is so dangerous. You know, you can't. It's like, well, yeah, you got to let it cure. Because the chemical aspect of it will slowly convert all the fats into soap, and it takes a while for it to do that. So you got to basically hold off. So a lot of times it's like, okay, I'm getting kind of low. Because a bar of soap for me will last about 6 to 8 weeks, depending how big the bar is. So when I know I'm down to like gonna have like 2 bars left, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make some soap and make a new batch. And this year is back in August, September, and I want to make another batch because I did order from the same place I got the eucalyptus mint. I have some cedar scent, so I got my citrus, and I'm gonna add the cedar to it, and I'm gonna make some cedar, citrus cedar style. So I'm really thinking about ordering up some specialty style oil so I can make some shave soap too while I'm at it. And I get the clay stuff that goes in it, makes things really slick. So there's that. All right, so just remember, we're down to the last week or so of the giveaway for the from the razor company. So there's an affiliate link down below. If you click on it, I get a little kickback that goes back for what I use towards the giveaways. So anybody can enter. Just go to the one of those previous videos where about 2 weeks ago, roughly, where we have that. Enter the word that needs to be entered. Hashtag. There we go. Yeah, this thing has got a cork in it. It is hard to get out, but it smells good. Definitely Bay Rum. This is more of the strict Bay Rum that you get from Avon. It's got more of a clove Bay Rum aspect to it. You see, like, come on, you can get in there. There. It comes out as just as hard as it has to go in. So, there. Avon Bay Rum. Ooh, that smooth shave. All right. Took everything right off. All right, so that was Crowne and Crane's Port Royal Bay Rum. There you go. Nice little shave. There, go up there. And then we had the third use of the London Bridge blades with the Merkur 34C razor. Excellent little shave. Gets the job done for me. I'm happy. Ooh, smooth. All right, that's the shave day, everybody. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.